that one of my movies got made. Yeah.
What's the movie that...
I mean, look, there's like a writing credit.
What's the movie you thought of that took place on a boat?
There's a speedboat one.
No, wasn't the one that took place on a ship?
Oh,
it was like snakes on a plane?
Yeah, it was the Ladybugs. They're getting into all the electronics. And
had Kid Rock in it.
And Pauly Shore is a serious character.
Oh, yeah, right.
Like, he's not a comedian.
What if you Tarantino'd Pauly Shore? You gave him like an actual career again.
I don't see that lasting.
I don't think it would last. He would fuck it up somehow.
Immediately.
How would he fuck it up?
By being Pauly Shore. I don't know. Nobody wants to see fucking Pauly Shore.
I do.
Hey, it's James. Before we get started, I want to let you know in this episode we get into the details of this movie. If you don't want to hear any spoilers, I suggest you watch the movie before listening to this. Hello and welcome to Action. My name is James Young, and each week we watch a movie to decide where it ranks in our ultimate list of the greatest action movies of all time. This week we watched Blade.
Half-human.
Blade's mother was attacked by a vampire while she was pregnant.
Half-immortal.
You got the best of both worlds. All our strengths, none of our weaknesses.
He is their greatest fear and our only hope.
It's open season on all vampires.
Wesley Snipes, Stephen Dorff.
You're one of them, aren't you?
No, I'm something else. Blade.
Hello, and I want to welcome back John.
Hello.
And Dustin.
Hey.
And we'll just get right into it.
That was funny.
I don't know, John's just laughing. Why don't we just get into, have we seen this movie before?
Fucking Blade.
Blade, yeah, I saw it I think when it came out on video. I don't think I saw it in the theater. And it was not nearly as good as I remember it being.
I honestly can't remember when I've seen it. I've seen it, but I can't remember if it was in theater or not.
I've seen it. I don't recall when. I've seen it, I think, more than once even. I remember it not liking it. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like a movie where I was like, yes, this fucking rules, but I remember liking it.
Well, I think this movie came out after the Batman and Robin.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think I can't remember when Batman and Robin came out, but apparently with regards to comic book movies.
Was this like the next thing?
This was the next thing.
Oh, so it was a huge improvement.
Yeah.
I saw Batman and Robin in the theater with my
bombed.
graduating class in high school, and it was the best. I fucking love that movie. If it's on TV, I'll watch it every time because everything that happens in it makes me laugh my ass off. It's one of the best terrible movies.
Is that the one with the Riddler?
No, it's the one with Mr. Freeze and
Arnold. Yeah, that's right.
And George Clooney is Batman. And what's her name? Alicia Silverstone. Batgirl. And they have the bat nipples in that one. They all have
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't know that Blade was a comic book.
Yeah, it's a Marvel comic thing, which I was going to say, is kind of interesting because this kind of is the thing that kicked off this sort of new era of Marvel movies.
Yeah, this was kind of the retooling of everything.
This was before, Bryan Singer, X-Men and stuff too.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think people really thought of it you don't even know that it was a comic book thing. Yeah. I don't think people thought of it so much as it being a...
No, it's kind of interesting though because I think David S. Goyer I saw is the writer.
Yeah, he wrote this, yeah.
And then he's pretty much known now for doing all the DC stuff.
Yeah, he writes almost all the DC big movies. Some of them have been good and some of them not so good.
Did he write all the Batmans?
He wrote Batman Begins and Dark Knight. I mean, I don't know if he wrote them by himself, but yeah, he He probably wrote them with what's his name's brother,
Jonathan Nolan.
Yeah. But he also wrote like Batman versus Superman and stuff. So he's also done some pretty shitty.
I haven't seen any of that. I have no desire to see a Superman movie or a new Batman movie.
Well, they're all happening.
I want to. Yeah.
So we start off with, I think it takes place in 1967.
Something like that.
Right, and it's a woman being brought into the hospital. She's bleeding from the neck.
Yeah, it starts out like pretty good.
She's giving birth, yeah, and she's also been bitten by a vampire.
Yeah.
And then they take the baby away.
And then we cut to the dumbest fucking dance party.
Oh yeah, so we have.
What do you mean, the wicked rave?
We have the.
Why do vampires love techno music?
Well, they're like Eurotrash. So you got this girl who's like bringing this idiot down to get fed on. It's like in a meat packing plant or something.
A Kanga hat or something.
Those are called. Kangle. And do you recognize the dude? It was he was on The Shield. He was like one of.
I never watched The Shield.
Oh, he's one of the 3 main guys on The Shield, and he showed up in Sons of Anarchy later and stuff. I don't know his name. But
did not finish that show either.
It's probably for the best. But yeah, so anyway, I just recognized him. I can't remember his name even from The Shield, but he's one of the main characters.
Yeah, so you work your way through some kind of processing facility,
yeah,
right?
It's like a meat place.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What's this? What's that?" And he seems very awestruck with one particular side of beef.
Well, because at one point walking through there, you see these like giant bags.
Yeah, I think they have human bodies.
Yeah, they have human bodies.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see
He
that.
kind of was like looking at it like, oh, what?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
But his dick has gotten him in trouble.
He walks into that fucking dance hall like he's just ready to,
He's like trying to meet each person he comes across in the techno dance. He's like, hey, what's up?
What's going on?
And they all just like violently shove him away. And he's like, fucking dicks.
It's funny. I was watching this with Janine, and she's like, why is everybody like rejecting him at this rave? I'm like, just wait for it. You'll see.
Does she just expect that when you go to a rave, everybody just embraces you?
No, she just doesn't understand.
Because they're all on ecstasy, and they're like, hey, man.
She just didn't understand why, everybody, it's like everybody's in on something, right? But she didn't know what it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's that they're vampires.
Is
it like every single fucking person there is a vampire?
I don't know.
For this one dude? It doesn't seem like...
Yeah, apparently.
It seems like you'd want to bring a whole bunch of like people like that to feed on, right? Not just
this begins my questions about vampires and how they work in this universe. Because I don't understand. So, are the vampires all really strong?
Yeah, I think they all supposed to have super strength.
Okay, so they're dancing and everything like that, and then the blood comes, and there's that stupid fucking DJ with the flashlights on his head. And then all of a sudden, oh shit, and then there's Donald Logue.
Donald Logue, yeah.
Yeah, Logue.
Usually love him. It's not that great in this.
I like him in this, actually. I think he might be my second or third favorite part. And there's only like 3 favorite parts I have. There's Stephen Dorff, there's that cop who's in it for like 5 minutes later on in the apartment.
Oh yeah.
And there's Donald Logue. Okay, so they're all really strong. And then Blade shows up in this thing. But then why do they all run?
Why don't they all run?
Why do they?
Oh, because they're scared of Blade, because he kicks their asses all the time.
Okay, but there's like fucking 200 of them.
It's the Daywalker.
Yeah, okay. There's 200 of them in this meatpacking plant. Why don't they just like eat them?
Well, I mean, a bunch of them try.
It's because nobody can defeat him.
It just isn't. I don't know.
Like these are untrained vampires.
So
they're not trained in martial arts.
I mean, for all we
like
know,
the
some
other ones.
Some of them were turned like a month ago. I don't know.
Okay, but then now, second question: what's Donald?
Donald Logue.
Donald.
There's no D on the end.
Donald.
Yeah.
Okay. Quinn. This is his name.
Quinn. Yeah.
So he says he's had a run with Quinn earlier.
Yeah, you get the impression that they've run into each other several times.
So how come he didn't just kill Quinn?
Yeah, well, he kind of he lights them on fire, but then he has to leave because the cops show up.
No, but he actually makes a point. He's like, we meet again. I'm gonna try fire this time.
Yeah.
As in, like, he's tried to kill him before, but he keeps coming back to life.
Well, I don't think it's that he keeps coming back to life. It's that he just didn't succeed in killing him previously. When they...
I got that there was something, like, I thought there was gonna be like a certain vampires are like almost impossible to kill. Like maybe it has to do with how old they are.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, oh no, obviously.
Yeah, no, I think...
Because he kills them pretty fucking easily later on.
Yeah. At the end.
Well, and I think...
Spoiler.
It's in this scene where it starts the running joke of the cutting his hand off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but boom.
Yeah, like I just got a new hand and now you cut off another hand.
So, normally I love Donald Logue, like I think he's great in almost everything. I don't think that he's bad in this, but I don't think there was much for him to do. Like,
no, I think he does.
He's like the right-hand man who, whatever, like the Weasley... But they're just, he doesn't have any, they don't like give him any good lines or anything.
There's no good lines pretty much in this entire movie.
Yeah, mostly not.
I called this stupid fucking dance party scene. Mm-hmm. And...
I call it Blood Rave.
I think it's a good way to start the movie off, though. You're in the vampire underworld kind of right away.
Why
can't... sleazy club thing and that.
To me, it reminds me of I think it's the second Matrix, where they're in the underground rave. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the same.
It's kind of like the same kind of thing. Yeah. It just is really weird.
There's another thing later in this movie that was like a Matrix thing too. I think this was before the Matrix.
This was before the Matrix. Yeah.
That's where Steven Dorff does like a bullet dodge.
Yeah.
When he shoots at him.
Yeah.
And it looks terrible. The effects are really dated at this point on this movie. I remember when I saw it when it was new. I remember thinking the effects were pretty cool. Like when the vampires disintegrate whenever he kills a vampire. And they kind of just, like, crumble apart.
Yeah, so about that...
It looked pretty good at the time. It does not look that great now.
So about that, why do they fall apart or, like, disintegrate at the beginning, but then throughout the movie, nothing happens to them?
No, they disintegrate, I think, if he stakes them, or if he shoots them with silver, they'll disintegrate. But if he shoots them with regular bullets or stuff, then they won't. Then that won't happen.
But that doesn't make any sense. Because he takes Quinn... and he pins him to a wall with pure silver.
Yeah, but through the
shoulder. Okay, so does he have to hit you in the torso?
He has to hit you like in the heart, doesn't he?
Okay, well he fucking shoots a lot of people in the heart, like sporadically, like he's spraying gunfire.
Good.
He's just that good. Yeah.
I just think there needs to be rules.
Well, there's some, but they're pretty loosey-goosey, I think, in this. I mean, you have a general idea. Everyone comes in already with a general idea of what the rules are with vampires.
Yeah, and then they cease to exist.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Okay, you can cut a vampire in half.
Garlic still hurts them. Silver still hurts them. Fucking steaks still kill them. Like, that's all general vampire shit.
Yeah, except the stakes hurt them. Silver stakes. And they kill them sometimes. But sometimes they just...
Yeah, it's not following its own rules.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't follow its own logic. Which is kind of... I don't know. I know it's so dumb to nitpick about stuff like that. It's just... If you're going to have a movie with vampires or any kind of like otherworldly type things, it just... If it doesn't follow its own internal logic, then it just it takes you out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps if you stick to your own rules.
Yeah, because there's like at the end scene, there's some of those guys are killed, like just the guards, and they're just laying there dead. I don't understand.
Those might have been
those are the ones where they're just like the helper. They have those tattoos on the back of their neck.
Yeah,
they're just like helpers.
I think there's one.
I guess you're just supposed to assume that
they're humans who work for vampires who haven't been turned yet.
Oh,
they're
yeah, I got that.
I think that, I think there's even one point near one of the scenes, a guy says, I just work for them.
Yeah, like as if that's going to save him. He's like, hey man, I'm just making a paycheck here, like, I'm
like a plumber.
I'm just helping these vampires. I don't know why you got to involve me in this.
Right. So after the dance party, we go to the morgue.
I just want to say though, like right away, even in the dance party, the hand-to-hand fighting is pretty good in this movie. It's not like amazing, but it's pretty solid, especially for the time. I think like it's
1998.
Yeah, it's decent hand-to-hand fighting. I think in this movie for the most part. You guys disagree?
I don't think it's that good. Looking at some of the other movies we've watched.
Well, yeah, it's not fucking on back, but
no, I'm not even saying that, but it's boring. The fighting I find to be just really boring.
No, I think the fighting's pretty
It's
decent.
not very dynamic. There's not like often he just stands in one spot and people just come at him.
Well, that's a pretty typical kung fu thing.
It is, but the camera doesn't move. Like
the camera moves, man.
Okay, maybe I'm.
No, I think in my opinion, that most of the hand-to-hand fights are actually pretty decent, and there's some cool moves and shit that happens in them. And his sword, he does lots of good sword. Hey, you don't have to agree. Maybe
I'm remembering it.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was kind of take it or leave it, kind of like it's okay. It's entertaining enough, but it's not like oh my goodness, like I can't believe. It's not like the Raid where he kills somebody.
It's not like the Raid.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is in the Raid he kills somebody and you're amazed on how he killed that guy.
Yeah, I think movies like the Raid and On Back and stuff like that. One, they're more recent, and so they're building off of what's already come before them to be like, hey, we got to take things to the next level.
Yeah, true.
But I mean, as a general action movie, I think. I mean, I've seen a lot of shitty action movies, and there's so much worse hand-to-hand stuff.
Yeah, I would just compare it more to a Steven Seagal action than I would compare it to like a Jean-Claude Van Damme action.
How do you mean?
Steven Seagal action sequences are pretty.
I would say it's in between. I would say it's in between. Almost.
I'm not saying that all of them are bad. I'm just saying that Jean-Claude Van Damme, like kicking the shit out of somebody, is just more entertaining for the most part than Steven Seagal.
Well, this is a whole other debate because I would debate this.
Okay, well, let's debate it.
So you'd rather watch a Steven Seagal fight?
Well, certain Seagal movies I would rather watch the action in those than most Van Damme action. There's a lot of movies where he just like fucks people up real bad, just like and it looks kind of cool while he's doing it.
And I'm probably the least. I've watched the least amount of action movies, so
I guess Van Damme, like, what does he do? Just normally roundhouse?
Yeah, big jump, always big leaping, spinning kicks and stuff.
Does a split,
which is fine, whatever. Like that's cool, but I don't know. For me, I guess I always preferred Seagal because he would just redirect people real fast, break their arms over his shoulders and shit like that, and fuck them up.
It's a lot more close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
close combat.
Let's put it this way: does Wesley Snipes? Do you believe that he has any fighting ability? Like,
yeah, I do.
In the movie.
In the movie, yeah. He actually, like, I think he actually is a bit of a martial artist in real life. And I think it shows in the movie that he knows, like he's doing most of the fighting shit himself.
I think it's believable enough.
It's believable enough. I don't know. Maybe I've just backed myself into a corner and I don't even know what I think anymore.
Okay, well,
we're still on the first scene.
Yeah, we're still at the raid.
We haven't even got to the morgue yet.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, what happens? Oh, at the morgue.
So that's pretty much the next scene.
Yeah. Donald Quinn there.
He's all burnt to a crisp, but then he comes alive and starts chewing on this guy. That's we're introduced to the doctor character. What's her name?
Karen.
Yeah. So
Karen
starts chewing on her ex right in front of her, and then she gets bit while Blade comes in. He's like, came to finish you off. So, well, you probably should have done that before, man.
Yeah. Blade has a real Batman thing going on.
Yeah.
He just like appears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's silent. You hear his cape.
He looks. Personally, I think he looks pretty cool as like a comic book character. He's got like the cool long black coat, all the black SWAT kind of gear. His sword like in the back of the coat.
If he just had different glasses.
His glasses didn't bother me particularly.
Why? What's wrong with his glasses?
I don't like them.
Oh.
Okay.
If you're allowed to think he looks cool, I'm allowed to be like, I
Yeah,
think those are dumb glasses.
Okay, so what glasses would he have to wear?
Aviators.
I actually would have preferred him
Goggles.
to wear like the Sly Stallone Cobra glasses. I don't know. Don't jump down my throat just because I don't like this
I didn't
fucking
jump
glasses.
down your throat.
You know what's all great? His boots, though. I tell you.
Okay, I'm gonna complain about one
No,
more
what do you
thing.
think about his belt?
He's wearing his glasses like the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
And then it's even
I mean, I think they look fine on him. Like, I wouldn't wear them personally.
okay, fine. But let's just get this out of the way too. His gun is fucking dumb.
What, his shotgun thing? Or?
No, his handgun.
Oh, his handgun. I don't really remember what it looks like, to be honest.
It's a rectangle.
Yeah.
It's got lots of pointy edges.
Yeah.
It looks like a modified like nail gun or something.
I've got the Blade Runner gun in my brain because I watched Blade Runner recently. What is... you gotta put me up a picture
I'm gonna
of this
bring up
gun.
a picture of... what do you even look up? Blade gun?
Blade gun.
It's just gonna show me
It's gonna show you a gun with like a
knife on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Blade.
no, actually it didn't. It actually brought me up
Shit.
the gun from Blade.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's like looks like almost like a Mac 10 with some kind of attachment on it.
So what don't you like? That it's square?
Yeah.
It didn't bother me.
Oh god.
That's cool.
You're really going after like the weirdest things. You don't like his sunglasses. You don't like his square gun.
I like your fucking square gun, man.
I am looking now.
Fucking
I am
the
now
aesthetic
looking
of that gun. Not for me.
No, okay, whatever. These are focal points of the movie. There's many shots where it's very big on the screen. Like
Yeah.
his stupid gun.
Yeah.
And then later on, his sunglasses, Quinn is like, hey, thanks for the shades.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the movie makes them important, not me.
Yeah, they're important to him.
God. This is just going to be you guys telling me how stupid I am, isn't it?
No, I mean, okay, that's cool. I mean, I get it. You don't like how it looks or whatever. That's whatever. Like,
Other than that-
it didn't bother me. I didn't think it one way or the other about it. I wasn't like, oh, that gun's awesome. But I don't know.
I just think that sword doesn't make any sense. There's like no guard on that sword.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So you get
But it looks fucking cool.
it looks cool, but you get into any kind of fight.
Yeah. I think you're getting a little too into the practicality of the sword.
Yeah, yell at James for a while.
James, you stupid fuck.
Well, I'm talking about like the functions of the weapon, not just like it's square, stupid.
I just don't like the aesthetics of it.
Stupid.
Okay, well, we can say the sword looks
Okay.
cool, even if it doesn't.
Yeah, it looks cool, sure.
Okay, that's
It's
how we
got
do it.
that mechanism, right? If you pick it up and you don't know how to operate it.
Yeah, but it takes a long time for that to happen, doesn't it? Okay, so if the person who's not Blade picks up the sword, then this little thing spins around like the fucking Hellraiser, like
Yeah.
puzzle box or something,
Yeah, exactly.
and then it clicks open and these spikes come up. Okay, that's cool, but like it takes like a minute or something. It's like,
And it also is quite loud.
yeah, it's like zzz. I'd be like, I'm just gonna put this down. It doesn't
Why
seem-
is the sword moving? And how does it know?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't
I
have-
think it just always does that.
No, because then it would
No,
fuck up Blade's
fuck
hand.
Blade's hand.
No, but you deactivate it.
Oh, okay. It's like a safety or something.
Yeah, like at the end, the bad guy, whatever his name is.
Frost.
No,
Deacon-
Frost. Yeah,
Deacon
Frost. He picks up his sword and then at the end, he like deactivates
Yeah, that's right.
it.
You're right. He turns it off.
He's like, oh, you didn't think I knew that?
He's like, I know everything about you.
Yeah,
buddy.
exactly.
I'm fucking Stephen Dorff.
Hey, I like Stephen Dorff.
I used to really like Stephen Dorff.
Yeah, look, okay, I might hate the sunglasses and I might hate the gun, but lay off Stephen Dorff.
He's pretty terrible in this movie, except for like a couple lines.
Okay.
I mean, everybody's pretty bad.
Okay, I have another.
Except for Chris Christopherson is fucking sweet.
Yeah, Chris Christopherson's pretty sweet.
That's about it.
And I think
Wise.
that I'm gonna go out and I say that the cop
the
is really
the
good.
dirty cop. Who
I
was
thought,
Stephen Dorff.
yeah, I was like, oh, I like this guy.
Why did you like the cop?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought he did a good job in that role. I have no idea what's wrong with my head today.
Like the cop in the apartment?
Yeah, I don't know.
Where
why.
she sprays him with
she sprays
garlic?
him with the
and-
garlic, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Why'd
Yeah.
you spray me with garlic?
Yeah, I liked him. I don't know why.
Oh, I didn't think he was bad by any means. He didn't. Yeah.
This is just gonna be an hour of us arguing with each other.
Well, not arguing. I'm just saying, okay, cool. Like,
I don't know. To me, I think Pearl is the best character.
What the fuck was that thing? Well, I don't understand what Pearl was.
Pearl was a vampire, but like, you know, like My 600-Pound Life or whatever.
Nope.
Well, it's like one of those TLC shows about people who weigh like 600 or 700 pounds.
How's a vampire? I've never seen a fat vampire.
Well, this one eats a lot of blood, I guess.
So the interesting thing, the interesting thing about Pearl is it took 5 people to operate that.
Is Pearl a boy or a girl?
Yeah, I think it's a guy.
I think it's a guy, yeah.
I thought it was a woman.
I thought it was a woman at first as well.
Who's named Pearl? Pearl is a woman's name for the most part.
It's like a fucking vampire name. I don't know.
Vampire name.
So Pearl.
So it took 5 people to operate that contraption. It cost about $7,000 in silicone to make that whole costume.
Fucking money well spent.
That whole thing was a costume? I thought it was CG.
No.
No, it looked practical.
No, so one person would operate one hand, right? And another person would operate another hand, and then same with each legs. And then the actor, it took like 3 hours to do the makeup for the actor for the head. Then he'd have to get in the suit, and then they'd have to like put it all together, and that would take another 2 hours.
What a waste of resources.
Totally paid off.
And then there'd be 2 guys behind that would like jump up and down on something that would operate the stomach so it would move. Like they really went into it.
Like this was somebody's favorite part.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One of the director, producer, somebody was like, I don't give a fuck what happens, but Pearl, that scene's gonna just...
That's gonna happen. Everyone is gonna remember that.
This is gonna get us our Oscar. Best Supporting Actor, Pearl.
At least that scene, at least Pearl looks... I don't know, that was impressive.
I wasn't distracted or anything taken out of it by the way that it looked or anything. He, she, whatever it is. That sounds terrible.
Well, I don't know, they're undead.
It's not really clear, though.
I think they're genderless.
What the gender is. No, they're not genderless. Come on.
After they become vampires, they're just like sexual beings.
I guess.
All I get about vampires is they like to fuck, they like to dance.
They like to dance to techno.
Yeah.
And they like to drink blood.
And they like to drink blood. That's pretty much everything about a vampire. I don't think they care.
Right. Okay, so I guess we gotta go back to the morgue. Then we dropped off there.
I don't know. Do we gotta go back to the morgue?
Well, he saves that woman, the doctor, Karen.
Yeah.
Takes her back to his like base of operations with Whistler, where we meet Whistler for the first time.
Yeah, some abandoned warehouse.
Yeah.
Are they in New York?
No, I think it's supposed to be New Orleans, maybe.
Oh man,
Really? I did not get that.
I thought it was
only
New
got
York.
that because I read something afterwards about it.
I thought it was New York, and then I thought, oh, maybe it's supposed to be like San Francisco or something.
They don't specify.
So it's just some big city.
Yeah.
Hey, not a lot of movies take place in New Orleans.
Yeah. Maybe it's not, but I had read something afterwards about it's supposed to be in New Orleans, but it doesn't. And if it is, it doesn't show any of the like traditional New Orleans-ish stuff. Like
No.
You know, there's no like Mardi Gras scene or anything like that. But
Maybe it wasn't that time of year.
Right, but you're not. It's not like down in the quarters
I know.
or whatever and showing like the.
It's not.
Blade's not eating fucking beignets. Yeah. Anyway.
Well,
So,
nobody's got a Cajun accent in the movie.
No, it's not that either.
A lot of weird European type accents.
Yeah, because fucking vampires are Eurotrash.
Okay, let's hold on then for a second. If they're Eurotrash and there's all these people with like vampires with like European type accents, why is like their fucking temple in America?
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense.
because it's America. Everything's in America.
Like you'd think that if this temple exists,
they moved it just like the
Yeah.
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like this is our new home now.
Yeah.
We'll have this ancient
It's
temple.
our new base of operations.
Okay.
So after Blade
He kind of so
rescues
he gives her like
Karen,
Karen. Whistler gives her like an injection of concentrated garlic or whatever, so that it'll like reverse the effects of the bite that she's just.
is that
gotten.
what that was?
Yeah, that's what he says.
Concentrated garlic.
That's what he says.
What the fuck?
Later on, when Blade goes in that like little voodoo shop, he picks up a thing that's like concentrated garlic jar or whatever.
Apothecary.
Yeah. But anyway, so she doesn't turn. She ends up overnight. She like reverses and comes back to being human.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that.
It just delayed it.
No, but
It stopped it in its tracks for her.
No, it didn't, because
later on.
Then after that, he's like, we didn't catch it in time, and then she injects something into herself. Is like, what have I got to lose?
Oh, she invents something herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says you've got a day, 2 tops.
Yeah.
And then you're dead.
Because when he first sends her on her way afterwards, he's like, I'd get a gun, and if you start to feel sensitive to daylight, just use it on yourself.
Yeah.
So at that point, they're not sure if it works or not, but then I guess later, it's not working.
We all miss things, man. All right? You just missed that.
Yeah.
Very important.
Clearly.
So they have
so then we get to your favorite boy, the cop in the apartment.
No.
Yeah.
No, there's
Do we get,
lots of stuff.
at what point do we get
first
introduced
of all,
to the council?
Yeah, next is
vampires?
the Evil League.
The Evil League.
Evil League.
Yeah.
Evil League.
Where they quickly show us that just because you're undead doesn't mean you're not a racist.
And also not like,
yeah.
Why is this league of super ancient like vampire, like high up vampires?
Yeah.
Why are they such a bunch of pussies?
I don't know.
Like Stephen Dorff just walks all over them, and he's not even like a pure blood vampire.
No, he's a mudblood.
He's a mudblood, a filthy mudblood. They don't take him seriously, but they don't punish him for his behavior. They're just like, why did he act like that?
Stephen Dorff's so rude to us.
Why is he such a jerk? Like, he's supposed to be like the fucking top vampires, and they're just
pussies.
like,
Yeah, they don't
he's
do
rude.
anything to him.
He's so uncouth.
Yeah, pretty much. They call him out, and he's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, and he's like blows smoke in their face and shit, and just like,
Oh, that vampires love cigarettes.
he's like, no, Stephen Dorff loves cigarettes, like for real. He's just like a total dick to them, and they're like, yeah, okay, cool.
Well, yeah, and then in that other scene where I don't know what the head guy is of that council.
Udo Kier, I know that's the actor's name. I don't know.
But he goes and sees Frost at the
Dragonetti.
Dragonetti.
That's his name. His name is fucking Dragonetti.
He should have teamed up with Stallone in a movie.
Dragonetti.
Cobretti and Dragonetti together at last.
Dragonetti.
Okay.
Who's a complete fucking pushover.
Yeah, a total pushover. He doesn't do anything to chastise Stephen Dorff. He's just like, oh, stop behaving like that.
Yeah, he should have punched him in the fucking nose. That would have taught him a lesson.
Well, he does backhand him in that one scene, and that's it. And then
that's like a European
the next time we
punch,
see him, he's being killed by Stephen Dorff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like. Does he not have a bodyguard?
Apparently not.
And he just like accepts it. He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna die now.
Yeah, like he doesn't have any kind of like power that's greater than these half-blood or whatever they are.
Yeah. Not even fucking pure-blood vampires.
Okay. Is the blonde Tracy Lords?
Build a wall, right? Am I right? What?
Build a wall.
Tracy Lords, yeah, I think so.
She's the blonde?
Because there's no one else for her to be in this movie.
Okay.
What's the blonde's name?
Raquel?
Raquel, yeah. Yeah, I think
and Mercury.
That's Tracy Lords, right?
There's two, I was looking at the...
Although, doesn't she have an accent in the movie too? Like a European accent?
Yeah.
Kind of?
Yeah, fucking a fake European accent.
Yeah. Well, I think the idea is like, oh, a lot of vampires have come over from there because that's where it originated.
Yeah. They came over to America and built an ancient temple.
I explained this already. They brought it over piece by piece. Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense, but neither does like the computer program that Stephen Dorff is using to like figure out this.
I'm so sick of
ancient
watching
prophecy
movies.
Thing.
I'm so sick of watching movies where they try to like make tech look cool.
Yeah, especially when, well, I mean, especially when you're looking back at something, it's always like, oh, ugh.
It would just make way more sense if they just used the actual tech they had.
Yeah. No, but they always did that with movies.
I know.
Where they gotta ooh, let's make this computer program look cool. Like,
yeah, I get it.
It's gotta be visually appealing.
Now I'm just thinking about that scene in Super Troopers when he's like, enhance. Enhance.
Well, anyway. What happened? Oh, there it is. What happens? Okay, at this
So
point,
there's the Evil League. Then he goes to the apothecary. Then he goes to the lair. It goes back to like
Whistler's
pad.
Yeah.
And then it's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in a movie. Well, I don't know if they're trying to insinuate how fucking cool Whistler is and how much he just doesn't give a shit about like.
Oh, he pours the gas
See,
all
like,
over.
first of all, he's pumping. He must be holding the
handle
down, so he's pouring gas everywhere.
All
and
over
then
the
he
car.
all over the car, all over everything.
And then he lights the smoke.
Yeah, just to be like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. I'm an old fucking man. I've seen
Yeah,
it all.
yeah.
That's weird.
Cancer ain't gonna take me. Fucking
It would have been funny if
firebolt's
Blade
gonna
was
take
like,
me.
Whistler, that is not safe.
Yeah, Blade should have been like, what the fuck, old man?
I want to blow up.
Yeah, I got lots of vampires to kill. It's kind of our thing.
Well, yeah, you're right. It's probably meant to show, like, he just doesn't give a fuck.
I just was like, I was just looking at it. I'm like, well, that is really stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, but Whistler's pretty cool.
Hey,
Overall.
he's still the coolest.
I mean, he's like the only good actor in the fucking movie.
And that cop.
Okay, and the cop,
And the cop, apparently.
who I found not very memorable.
Okay, so do we get to the scene in the apartment with the cop now?
Yeah. So after
Yeah, because she goes on her way.
Oh yeah, there's actually
He drops her off, and immediately there are people following her.
There's actually
like Blade drops her off. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say there's actually a good line at in the lair scene when he not a good line, but for this movie a good line.
For this,
When he pulls out that flashlight and gives it to Blade.
oh yeah,
And he's like, still pretty heavy. And then the way Chris Christopherson says it, he's like, but you're so big.
yeah,
And just, for this movie, that counts as a,
as a decent
as a
line.
win.
As a little moment. Yeah.
On retrospect, though, it's not that great.
I guess that says a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Blade drops Karen off, like at her apartment, I guess, outside in his car. As soon as he drops her off, she goes to the elevator, and there's fucking people following her.
They weren't following her. They were vampires.
No, they had the.
No, they were
the followers.
Yeah, they were the familiars.
Right, familiars.
But they weren't following her. They
were there to.
To go to somebody else.
Oh.
Yeah, because they go up the stairs, and they're walking behind her, and then she turns around because she's gonna spray them, and they're gone. They went into an apartment or something.
I thought they just were hiding or something.
No, because they never reappear.
That's kind of a big coincidence.
It doesn't really explain anything.
I think what's scares, and there's two reasons that happens. One is they're trying to, like the film is trying to say, familiars are everywhere, and they're way more present than you think.
Okay.
And now she's starting to notice them. And two, it's supposed to give you that, like, it's like more like a horror movie trope where it's like you're looking over here to scare you, but actually like the cop, like those guys look menacing. They actually were just inconsequential. The cop looks safe. He's the one that's actually gonna be worried about. So
I think you're right. Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, so then the cop comes. They have a little.
Yeah, he's going to take her in, or to Frost. Or finish her
off.
He's just going to kill her.
He's just going to kill her. But why?
Yeah, it doesn't...
Why does Frost want her? Why does Frost give a fuck?
Yeah, I don't think why would he give a fuck? Oh, maybe he's doing this... He's trying to do this to get favor with Frost, and Frost didn't actually send him to do it.
Oh.
Because he says something about...
I'm
going to get points when I bring you in, or whatever, or kill you.
Because after when he's explaining to Frost, like, I don't know, Blade just showed up and followed me to whatever they call that place where Pearl is.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually, what Dustin's saying, because the reason that he was so angry is because he never should have injected himself into the situation in the first place.
Oh, I see.
So then he fucking kills him.
Kills the cop, yeah.
Does he kill him? Because he just bites him.
Yeah, but he
rips his throat out.
Yeah,
oh, does he?
Pretty much. I'm assuming that, like, all bites don't turn you.
Yeah, that's another thing that is never totally clear in various vampire movies. Like, sometimes you bite someone and you turn them. Other times they bite their neck and drink. Seems like he drinks a lot of the dude's blood, like also like all the blood comes out or something. And
there's only one vampire movie that makes sense.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense at the end when Blade drinks all the blood from Karen.
He drinks a bunch, yeah.
And then she's all woozy, and then she's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't show it, but she drank some orange juice in between.
Oh,
She had a fucking sugar cookie.
Yeah, sugar cookie.
Sugar cookie?
A little orange juice, she's good to go.
Yeah.
I ain't no cookie getter.
Oh, Chappelle Show.
Okay, so that's when we go to see Pearl, and we see.
Yeah, so we're at the club.
Blade sees the program, so he's like,
"Whoa, we're skipping over how fucking weird this club is. It's got like pre-teen Japanese girls singing."
There's nothing weird about this club at all.
It makes sense. I went to a club like that like last week.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if they're supposed to be preteen, but there's a bunch of girls in Japanese like school uniforms.
Also, we learned about
singing.
the modified hobo code that vampires use to mark places as being safe.
Oh, what was that?
Oh, like the tag?
There's like tags.
Oh, okay. What was those little lines or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, there's that weird scene where they're following the cop around before they go to Pearl's, and it's done in this weird like sped up montage kind of thing where there's all these weird shots of like him traveling really fast and he's like talking into the thing and like the background is like moving really quick. And
yeah, it was. You know what it reminded me of? It was what's that Nicolas Cage Scorsese movie?
Oh, Bringing Out the Dead.
Bringing Out the Dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like they seemed to be a tight 2 hours. And this would have put them over time. So they needed to just speed that scene up.
Well, it seems like it was supposed to be something like a stylistic like choice. Like,
who directed this movie?
Stephen Norrington, who has not directed very many movies. And he's still in director jail, as he has been for a long time, because the last movie he directed was The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, he didn't do anything for a while, but now he's back doing.
Well, but directing wise, he hasn't done.
Well, not directing wise. I'm just
since
talking about.
What 2003 was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, now he's on the. Oh, he's a special effects guy.
Okay.
He's a sculptor. It looks like.
Oh, so it was his idea to have the Pearl thing in there, then probably.
Yeah, I'm guessing since he worked on Aliens.
Yeah. So yeah, effects-wise, he's done like work on a bunch of big stuff, but director-wise, hasn't done anything since League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and I think that's a worthy thing to be put in director's jail for.
I don't. Is it that bad?
It's fucking.
I've seen it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, think of the Alan Moore comic book, and then think of that
Alan Moore comic book is very good. Is it worse than Octagon?
No. Probably not that bad. I mean, it'd be more watchable than Octagon.
I'm pretty sure the guy who made Octagon's made more movies.
Probably.
That's unfair.
That's not fair.
If I was in director jail, like this gentleman is, I would always just point at the Octagon and be like, it's not that bad.
Yeah, but I think that guy just makes straight to video.
There's a lot of money in that, man.
I know, but some people don't want to do that.
Anyway.
Well, this guy doesn't want to work, apparently.
I guess so.
He has standards. It gets a wide release or I don't touch it.
Between Blade and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Blade looks like a fucking masterpiece.
It's that bad, eh?
It's really bad.
I know everybody talks about it.
We'll have to do it eventually.
I know everybody talks about it, I just don't remember it.
It's pretty brutal. I will say it's like a watchable piece of shit compared to like something like the Octagon, which is so boring, but...
We also get one of, as in this scene, we also get one of Blade's, supposed to be his tough action hero lines. I think it's Blade that says it. There are worse things out tonight than vampires. And someone's like what? Me. Dun, dun, dun.
Fucking Blade. That's who. So this is a weird thing where they confront this dude and they burn him with the UV ray light thing and get information out of him. And so then they have all those like ancient vampire scroll things.
I think they're written on skin.
Yeah, encased in these glass cases.
Smells like a vampire.
They don't seem to have any problem. Like this is when Donald Logue shows up to capture Blade.
Yeah.
With his crew. and they don't seem to have any problem like trashing these fucking these ancient.
Because he's got everything.
He's got everything he needs.
Computer.
Yeah.
There's no respect for their heritage, you know.
Well, no, I mean, there's a. Like,
it's because he's a mudblood.
They're just, he's a filthy mudblood who has no respect for tradition or parchment.
That's really good, yeah.
Well, you know, these kids, right?
Or parchment.
Fucking millennials.
There's no respect for parchment. Okay, so they capture Blade briefly in this scene.
Oh God, he fights that little girl.
He's like, I owe you one, Blade, and he stabs him in the shoulder with the stake.
Quinn.
He's like, actually, I owe you two.
Yeah, Quinn's the best. I would watch a movie that was just Quinn.
That was Quinn. He should have got his own spin-off.
Yeah, exactly. First of all, he shouldn't have died. We're like halfway through the movie.
Well, there's a lot we can gloss over. But, okay, so Whistler shows up, blows in the wall.
Oh, that was so fucking stupid.
And then then the three of them escape, Karen and...
Yeah, we're supposed to buy the fact that Whistler's there because he's been in radio contact the entire time. And Rachel, what's her name?
Karen.
Karen's like pissed. Like, why didn't you tell me, Blade?
You could have given me a heads up. Fuck. Thought we were gonna die.
Stupid Blade.
Then they got the train. You got the subway train sequence there.
There you go. There's a chase.
I guess, yeah, kind of a chase. That's kind of a foot chase. Very brief.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. We were talking about
whether or not
needing
a
chase
in the movie. Yeah.
It's not much of a chase.
No,
but
it's
yeah.
not.
Is it more of a chase than the very European French chase scene in Bloodsport, in which
the boat running,
and when he runs and jumps and swings around a pole and
there's like a goofy music,
waves.
Oh man, let's watch Bloodsport again.
After a while, I'd rather watch Bloodsport than this.
Okay, so then what do we get? They get through the subway. They grab Blade grabs the back of the subway train, the last car as it's going by, and like has her, and like basically wouldn't that like rip his fucking arm off? Or I guess it does.
Well, there's another thing. I can't tell how strong Blade is.
He's supposed to be like he's as strong as the vampires.
Yeah,
he's got all their strengths, not their weaknesses.
Yeah, that's a line.
So is there vampire skin? Shouldn't it be like really hard? Don't you think, like tough?
I don't know. Sure.
Well, like I'm just saying, a needle goes in pretty easy.
Yeah. Well, a needle is a sharp fucking thing. I don't know.
I don't know. Why would it be tough?
I don't know, because I imagine they get thrown into like fucking concrete columns and shit, and they don't get a cut or anything like that. They don't get like their hand dislocated or whatever.
Well, they regenerate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, even Wolverine, like, it takes him a second.
Yeah, I guess so.
And technically, do Blade and Wolverine exist in the same universe then?
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe not in the movies, but yeah, obviously in the comics.
Interesting. This changes nothing about how I feel about the movie.
No?
This movie would have been better if Wolverine was in it, though.
Blade
Here's the thing. If they were in New Orleans...
What about Ghost Rider?
Gambit should have been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ghost Rider. Isn't there, like... Isn't there crossover with Blade and Ghost Rider?
In comics.
In the comics.
Yeah, in comics.
Well, obviously not in this movie.
Yeah,
we all watched it. There was no...
Nicolas Cage.
You
it would have been awesome if Nicolas Cage was in it.
After the credits, there's like a bumper with...
Nicolas Cage?
Ghost Rider, yeah.
Is there?
20 years...
What?
Fuck.
No.
That would have been awesome.
20 years from now.
Well, it wasn't that long, was it, between Blade and Ghost Rider? I guess it was a while.
I don't know, when did Ghost Rider come out?
I don't remember.
Like 2004, 2005. This movie was 98.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was a while. We didn't really talk about Blade and what he is.
He's a half vampire, half human.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
I think that sums it up. His mom was bitten while she was pregnant, and apparently she was like...
Which made him into an...
She was like 40 weeks pregnant, because he was ready to come out.
Yeah.
And now he's... Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess because she was bit and he wasn't born yet, then genetically he was changed? Because he wasn't...
This is stuff that we should...
He can go out in the daylight.
Guys, these are questions
but he has like the strength. But he does need to drink, so he gives himself that, like, special shit.
So, like,
in the neck.
but why does he wear sunglasses?
Because he looks like a cool motherfucker. He's fucking Blade.
Right. I'm just trying to get John going with his sunglasses.
I just don't like his sunglasses. I don't think that's a big deal. These look stupid. Who says he has to wear sunglasses? Maybe he's got beautiful eyes.
Well, he does, and he takes them off. He's got those special contacts to give his eyes that weird fucking look.
I don't know. In the one scene, his one eye is like half closed compared to his other eye. Did you notice that?
A real Sarah Huckabee Sanders thing going on with her eye, with his eyes.
I didn't notice that.
When he's talking to, what's his name? Whistler? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Whistler's dead.
Oh, we didn't also talk, like, Frost wants Blade alive because he wants to use him in this prophecy thing or whatever this.
We don't really
ritual
understand why.
He's the Daywalker.
Okay, so I don't understand. Okay, so with regards to that, he says to the council, I need 12 volunteers.
Right.
Okay.
Which are not volunteers. He takes them by force.
Yeah, which I understand.
But why do they have to be them? Old ones.
I don't know. Because he needed purebloods, maybe?
Okay, but then that one woman kills one of them.
Yeah, she kills one of the ones that stand.
They don't explain.
Maybe there were more than 12.
You're just supposed to know that there was more. You're supposed to count them when they're at the table.
Now who's nitpicking?
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they don't really explain a lot of these little things. Like, it's just kind of whatever.
It ruined the movie for me.
I mean, up till then, fucking 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
and then she drops that guy. Fuck. This movie goes right downhill.
What a twist, though, huh? That his mom is still alive.
We missed the part where
Whistler's dead.
Yeah, Whistler's dead.
Oh yeah, Whistler's dead.
Which I think is
so they
garbage.
show up at Whistler's base.
So they obviously
and they're like, took us a while to find this place. But we're here now.
Quinn, is it? Yeah, Quinn, right?
Mm-hmm. Your favorite?
My favorite. He's so fucking stupid. He's always got these like smarmy, like smart ass, but he looks too old and frumpy to like be this like cool cat character. He's got his stupid dreadlocks. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, Quinn, he's so great.
He's giving you a lot of joy, this Quinn. And so they fuck up Whistler, real bad, and then Blade shows up. Oh, and they take Karen. And so then Blade shows up and he's like, "Give me a gun and leave me alone."
Yeah,
don't they leave that wicked VHS tape?
Yeah, they leave that thing. Oh, so
like
your friend Whistler.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, he's dead by now. Don't worry, he put up a good fight. Yeah. Little weasel laugh.
But
so we hear the gunshot. We don't see Whistler.
This is where I think Blade's a pussy. If Blade really cared about Whistler, he would have done it for him.
I guess.
Like putting down a dog.
Except that I don't think Whistler's dead. In fact, I know he's not because he's in the sequel.
Oh, he's not dead?
No.
I was going to say, why would they kill Whistler? They obviously didn't intend to.
Wait, he's not dead?
No.
Okay, explain how.
Well, you hear the gunshot, but that doesn't mean he shot himself. He didn't.
Okay, so what did he do?
Then he goes and heals himself, and then.
So wait, he shot the gun. He just shot it in the air.
Yeah, I guess.
Just shoots it in the air.
Yeah, just like in Point Break.
Yeah. Speaking of movies we need to do for this podcast.
I've never seen Point Break.
Oh shit. Anyway, so then
that's a movie where I kept on saying.
We'll leave that for when we've watched Blade 2.
What?
Okay, fuck. I don't remember Blade 2.
Blade 2.
I don't remember Blade 2. I do remember Blade 3 because it had Ryan Reynolds in it.
Oh well, Blade 2
and it says Thunder Cunt.
Yes, he does say cock juggling Thunder Cunt in that movie.
That's all I remember about that movie.
Yeah,
people didn't like it.
Yeah, it was pretty bad compared to the first two, which is handsome. Well, I remember the second one being pretty good, but I think didn't Guillermo del Toro do the second one?
I don't know.
Okay, so that's amazing. He's not dead.
So he's not dead. Okay, how come everybody in this movie?
Everybody. Go to Blade 2 and check it out.
I'm looking up Blade 2.
Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I remember it.
Oh, Steven Dorff's in it.
And it's probably like his voice or something that shows up. Or,
No.
What? He's not in the second one.
Oh wait, I didn't turn over. I'm still in the first one, guys.
Stephen Dorff's in it again. Doesn't make any sense. He blows up in a bunch of blood. He's a blood god.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ron Perlman's in it.
Yeah, Ron Perlman's in it. Yeah. And what's his name? Daryl from Walking Dead.
Yeah, Gilmore Del Toro's in it.
No, he's in it. Gilmore Del
I
Toro?
mean, he directs it. Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus. Yeah.
He's the bad guy, isn't he?
He's like Blade, working with Blade, but then I think he like.
His name's...
Spoiler alert for Blade 2. Then he turns on.
His name's Scud.
It's kind of like Skid. Which he is in the movie.
He's a skid?
He's a skid.
Okay, so where are we at in this movie?
Oh, Donnie Yen's in it.
Stuff happens. Whistler, okay, so he goes
Stuff
to
happens.
Whistler, Donnie Yen, yeah. Oh yeah, fuck Donnie Yen.
Skipping.
Skipping. Well, nothing to skip really. Then doesn't he just go to get her? Then they take him, they put him in the machine that like drains his blood into the weird ritual machine thing.
Well, there's the whole thing with his mom, and then it looks like she's gonna try to fuck him.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Well, it's like this
You
really
didn't get
kind
that?
of
Like that sensual...
There's a real like eroticism
Yeah.
to it.
You didn't get that at all?
You didn't get hard. So, like,
I don't know, guys. I didn't see it.
I don't know. There's
You didn't see that? You weren't aroused by that?
There's definitely I think there's it's the same thing that happens later on when he like sucks her, what's her name, Karen's neck.
Karen.
When he sucks her blood, it's like they always try to make vampires like erotic and shit.
Yeah, for sure. I get
It just
that in
seems
the
dirty to
thing.
me. Like I guarantee you, every vampire's got like STDs.
That scene was shot so badly too, and he's just like, sucking your blood, yeah.
It's true. It's really uncomfortable, actually.
It's kind of like we're fucking, but we're not.
Yeah.
And she's like, stop.
Yeah. Stop.
Did she say stop?
Yeah.
She changed her mind. Hey, consent can be taken away at any time.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
That's yeah.
Wow, real talk.
Yeah, this movie went to a really weird, dark place with that blood scene. In retrospect, because it's unconsensual blood sucking at some point.
Well, yeah, because then she changes her mind, obviously.
Well, she's saying stop because obviously...
Because he's going to suck all the blood
out of her.
Oh.
That's why.
Yeah. And so he finally stops. Now he's recharged. This is after, but this is after he's been in the weird ritual machine that drains him of his blood.
Oh, wait.
So that it's being used for this weird fucking
but then
ritual to bring back the blood god.
Yeah, and then she gets thrown into that pit.
With her ex.
Oh, with her ex who's down there.
ex.
He's like, oh, Karen?
Karen?
I haven't seen you in a while. His voice is all like...
He's talking like something
How
out.
have you been?
He's talking like something out of like Evil Dead.
Yeah.
He's like a vampire zombie, which
Yeah,
apparently
he looks more like a zombie.
They say that though.
Oh, they do?
There's a little bit of exposition right before that, where I think Quinn is like, yeah, sometimes they don't fully change. They're like zombies. I don't know what happens sometimes. Anyway,
Yeah.
throws her in.
Oh, that kind of makes it a little bit cooler to me, actually.
Yeah.
There's an extra layer of
Do you ever think about it?
lore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
she fucks him up.
easily disposes of him.
Well, there's a lot of leftover rage from the relationship, probably. She's
And
like,
then-
why don't you fucking die already?
She uses like a shin bone or something to like climb out.
Climb out of that whole thing, yeah. Then she goes and frees Blade pretty easily.
Yeah, well, there's nobody around.
He drinks her blood. And then he's ready to kick ass again. In fact, now he seems like he's like supercharged Blade or something.
Well, I
Comes
think-
flipping in and is just like, yeah, kicking ass. Look at this.
Wait, what was he doing?
So, okay, I think the reason that he's supercharged is because, like, it's like when you quit being a vegan and you eat like a cheeseburger, and you're like, this is the best fucking cheeseburger I've ever had, and then
I don't know what that's like.
Well, how do you know that?
I've heard.
I've heard. Right.
Okay.
I've heard people talk
I
about.
could imagine how good a fucking cheeseburger
Most of
is.
our friends
Yeah,
at some point have quit eating meat, and have now all gone back.
Yeah, some anyway, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, like he gets some kind of extra power from actually drinking blood.
Yeah, because he's actually drinking blood for the first time.
Right, instead of his
since he was a little kid.
Yeah,
because when Whistler found him, he was a 13-year-old just sucking hobos.
Right,
blood.
They say that, yeah.
Yeah, they do say that. What?
No, Whistler says that.
Whistler says that. He's like,
he tells Karen.
Sucking hobos.
Blood.
I don't think he puts it quite that way.
What? So he says when he found him, he was like a fucking street rat, like Aladdin, and he was feeding off of blood of hobos.
The blood.
He doesn't say it sucking blood. He just says feeding off of the homeless.
You gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
When you're a 13-year-old vampire on the street.
Hey man, whatever.
Sort of vampire.
However you get by.
Or you're sort of vampire.
Well, Daywalker.
Okay, so this part, now Quinn's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and runs in and he just does like this, pulls like this razor wire kind of thing out of his wristband and slices his head off, like in one smooth, and Quinn is dead.
Yeah.
Your favorite.
Apparently it's really easy to kill Quinn at the end of the movie, but
well, it's just more satisfying.
I still think that they have an ongoing thing where he kept coming back.
No, they don't. He's dead.
I know now, but
they should have brought him back for the second one.
He's dead.
John, I want you to listen to this.
All my favorites.
Quinn is dead.
All my favorites are dead, except for Whistler, which I now found out is back.
The totally forgettable cop, Quinn.
That cop. I wonder what his name was. I'm gonna look at it.
You look it up. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, he just makes very easy work of Quinn.
Yes. I think that's supposed to be the funny thing, right? Like, oh, he hasn't been able to kill this guy the whole time, and now he's just like...
No, the funny thing is when Steven Dorff has a katana,
right?
And he tells Quinn to put his hand out, like he's gonna cut it off, and he's like, "I'm just fucking with
like,
you,
I just
man."
threw it back.
Yeah.
And then we also get that bit where he's like, I don't think you understand. Blade's coming. He's gonna fuck us up, man. Blah blah blah. And Blade and Steven Dorff is like, oh yeah, did you do the thing where he throws the sword up and he flips around and he catches it with? Shut the fuck up.
That's my favorite part of the entire movie.
Yeah, that is absolutely the best part of the movie.
It's the only genuinely funny part. It's the only bit that lands.
Yeah, it's true. I gotta agree. So now Blade is kicking all their asses, killing them left and right. Oh, but first, the ritual finished, right? And all the blood from those ancient vampires, like their skeletons come out of their bodies, and they have like wings and shit.
The bats,
and it looks really terrible. And then all the power absorbs into Steven Dorff, and he becomes the blood god. Is that what we're supposed to believe?
I'm guessing, yeah.
I was expecting...
He's still Steven Dorff and has his memories and talks to Blade as if he's still...
Yeah, I was expecting like an actual being.
Yeah.
Like a blood being, I don't know, maybe it's a pool of blood.
But instead he just has the powers.
You know,
it.
One other thing that we skipped over is when they're at the lair at one point, Karen is like, we have, in medicine or whatever, you treat hemoglobin, I don't know, medical talk.
Oh yeah, she turned out to be
blood clot.
She was a blood doctor.
Yeah, something like that. She's a hematologist.
Yeah.
I can remember the word hematologist.
Very good coincidence.
Yeah, fuck, right? Well, that's another point I have is like, everybody seems to be really good at medicine.
Well, you know, if you're Blade and Whistler, you're patching yourselves up all the time and shit.
So he changed his tactics because apparently he's never heard of this medicine that Karen brings out, and now he's using this, and he's got his little 6-pack or whatever, like little injectables.
Right.
And he starts using those, and those things do not turn you into dust if you're a zombie.
No,
they turn you into a fucking blood blister.
Yeah. You blow up.
I remember when the first time he uses it on those two people in the hallway, I was like, oh fuck, that's gross. And I was like, oh,
that's kind of cool.
I was like, this is cool, and I was like, why didn't they just do this since the beginning? This is much cooler than...
Well, because you're changing stuff. You're like, oh, here's some cool stuff here, and then later on we change, and here's some different cool shit.
I think they should have brought it into the movie earlier.
Yeah.
They blew their budget on fucking Pearl.
Well, but then
so they probably didn't have money for the blood.
It's part of the climax of the movie, right? So you don't want to use it too much.
Because he almost did it to himself. Right, where it's like, oh, you need your...
Steven Dorff almost does it to him.
Yeah. You need your whatever he called
Yeah,
it.
you're shit. And he's like,
Why'd you try some?
you know, you might like it. He's like, no thanks, I like the real thing. Blood.
Squealing guitar.
So this is basically it. Then
There's a big fight.
He fights the blood god.
There's a katana
Some terrible
fight.
graphics with the blood when he like separates and then goes back together because he's a one big.
Yeah,
blood.
it's like Scorpion King shit.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And then Chekhov's gun shows
he
up for the
gets
third
those-
time.
He gets those things back and he sends them all into.
He gets them back because now, once again, you know, we're gonna see how the sword works.
Yeah, the sword, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it does. So it does. I guess it's just pressure.
He must have set it to go off and then threw it up in there.
And then a rock falls, and then
those things fall down, and he's able to use them, those capsules or whatever the fuck they are.
And then Stephen Dorff gets.
And the last one of which he spin kicks into his head. Come on.
That was pretty fucking sweet.
Fucking
spin kick,
cool.
throw, head, action.
Kick.
There's
Kicking.
Dead.
Stephen Dorff's dead, and then we get.
He blows up.
Then we get
big time.
Just how fucking cool this movie is. Cut to Moscow.
Yeah, no, he's in Moscow.
Hundreds.
He tells Karen, "Hey, I'm gonna need your help because I got a war that I still gotta keep fighting." And blah blah blah. Yeah.
He does allude to that. There's other people. Oh, Whistler does. There's other people doing what Blade's doing.
Yeah, they do mention like there's us and there's other people like us.
So and that's
which we see some of them in the next movie in
Cool.
Moscow.
Is the next movie
I
taking
don't
place
remember
in
if it's in Moscow. I think it might be.
Well, I'm just looking up my
So-
my actor here.
Did you know LL Cool J was rumored to be in the role for Blade?
Yeah.
When it first, like, the script all first started.
I would have liked that.
I would have watched that too.
It was supposed to be like a...
Of course you would have.
It was supposed to be like more of a spoof kind of
Oh yeah.
movie.
I don't know if LL Cool J has the same athleticism as Wesley Snipes, so probably not.
Have you seen the video for Mama's Gonna Knock You Out? Because he looks pretty tough.
I've seen it. I've seen Deep Blue Sea as well.
He's the chef.
He's the chef, yeah.
He tells you not to put milk in your eggs.
Hmm.
That's all I remember about that movie. Because I think he dies, right?
Put it on the list, because we're going to do it at some point.
I'm pretty sure did he not die at the end of that movie?
Let's not spoil Deep Blue Sea for people. Doesn't everybody fucking die in that movie? Anyway, okay.
Oh, way to spoil it.
It's sharks, right?
Yeah, there's sharks.
With tornadoes,
super
right?
smart sharks. Anyway,
Okay.
It's got Stellar Skateboard in it. Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Okay, so plot-wise, what do you think? How do you feel about this plot?
Plot out of 10. John? Oh.
I give it a 6 because it actually has a plot.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I give it a 7.
Yeah. I mean, for this kind of movie...
At least it somewhat flows.
Yeah,
you know.
it tries to actually have a story and, all these different components. I'm not sure it all really works that well, but...
There's definitely some holes in there.
What else?
Action,
Yeah, action sequence.
5.
I'd say 6.
I say 6. There's some pretty good action.
There's
I mean, right at the beginning, you have that blood rave.
Blood Rave. Hey, we could make a movie.
I
Blood
just
Rave.
want somebody to make a movie with vampires where they're not Euro trash.
That'll happen.
Well, what kind of trash do you want
How
to
about
be?
the Lost Boys?
Why can't they just be like...
How about the Lost Boys?
Oh yeah, they're pretty cool. Those are probably...
Fucking right,
Those
they're
are,
cool.
those are
Kiefer
cool.
Sutherland.
Those are very cool vampires.
Fucking Bill from Bill and Ted's is one of the vampires in that.
Yeah, that's right.
So pacing of the movie, what do you think?
6.
I got
Yeah.
5. It kind of...
I'd say 6. Oh, you think it drags a bit?
I think it drags, yeah.
I
mean, it's 2 hours.
It is 2 hours, but for a 2-hour movie, I didn't think it was too bad pacing wise. Not great, but
Quotability.
2.
yeah. I mean, honestly, like just John was saying, there's only really the one memorable line. Yeah. What did I say?
You said 4.
I said 4. Yeah, well, I was wrong. Because really, that one line.
So
is
you're
only,
changing it now?
I mean, I kind of have to. Like,
Change that to...
I got
2.
I got 2.
It's not.
There's some lines, but there's nothing
there's
like
a couple, but they're not really memorable. Like the ice skating one, like some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. It's not. What is that? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Somebody was like, "We're putting that line in the movie."
So finally, the reaction, the overall feeling of the movie. I give it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd say 6.
Yeah, I say 5. Overall, it's entertaining. A little bit long, I find.
It's pretty middle of the road as far as an action movie goes. Like, it's not
But-
fucking awful, but it's also not particularly great.
Yeah, and there's some good action sequence with, vampire deaths.
I feel really hurt.
Hurt?
Yeah, I feel really hurt that Whistler's alive. I mean, why didn't they let us in on that? That should have been the post-credit scene.
Yes, it should have. Yeah. Maybe there's more that I didn't watch.
Fuck, I turned that movie off. I was like, boop, done.
Done.
So overall, it gets a 5.1 out of 10.
Yeah, but let's, just for fun, where would you put it right now?
I would put it above Half Past Dead and below Bloodsport.
I agree. Exactly what I would have said.
James is like, above Commando.
No, definitely not above Commando.
Above the Raid.
I would say, yeah. That's probably right.
It fits perfectly in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bloodsport's better.
I think the Octagon flows a lot better, though.
I think I actually enjoyed watching Half Past Dead more.
I think Half Past Dead is more fun to watch. I think
Yeah, that's
Blade
right.
is a little bit better of an action movie.
Yeah, Blade. It is. Blade's a better movie.
I mean, Half Past Dead, it's got some Blade aspects to it with the trench coats and...
Yeah.
The 49ers.
Yeah,
Got the blue thing going on. Yeah.
Yeah, you got that blue thing going.
Yeah, so I think that if we were using our old system, I think it would have fit really well in there. Knocking the Octagon out of the top 10.
Find that.
It only took 11 movies to knock the Octagon out of the top 10.
Alright.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, well, next time.